Hello and welcome to another episode of TEVAdrive 2021 edition, and we are standing here in the beautiful CNE, which just has been cancelled for the second COVID year of 2021. However, we are bringing to you another review of an electric car, and right behind me is 2021 Kia Niro electric. The car comes in two trims, the EX and the SX, and the prices range from approximately $45 to $55, and both trims qualify for the full $5,000 federal rebate, as well as the provincial rebates in Quebec and BC, of course. So size-wise, this is the largest offering so far, because there is brand new electric cars coming from Hyundai and Kia, but right now, of all the full electric models, this is the largest one. So we've previously reviewed the Kia Soul EV, the Hyundai Ioniq. There's also Hyundai Kona EV, as you know, but it's much smaller than this. So of the four electrics from Hyundai Kia Group, so far this is the largest one. It would appear, and we're yet to see it in person, but the Kia EV6 will be larger. This car here compares in size to like a Volvo XC60, Audi Q3, BMW X1. So the next generation of the electric cars from Kia and Hyundai, like the Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6, will be one size up. So, you know, when they are put side by side with for example, Volvo XC60, which is a mid-size SUV, more like a Q5 size or GLC size, they are basically very similar size. So definitely the next generation electric cars from Hyundai Kia Group will be bigger. So right now, though, this is the largest offering, and it's attractively priced between $45 to $55. So right now, in terms of the full electrics, it's really competing with the brand new ID4. But the ID4, of course, comes from a new generation of electric cars. Right now, let's just show you the car outside and inside. As you may know, the Kia Niro's green credentials come from three different versions of this car. The least expensive is the regular hybrid, followed by a plug-in hybrid, and this is the most expensive full electric. So this car here, the charge port, as you may have seen in some of our teaser videos, the charge port is located right at the front. Some people like it, some people don't, because in the winter it tends to ice up and it's difficult to open, it can jam. Here's your level 2 followed by level 3 CCS, so you have to put them in order to be able to lock it up. And of course the charge port locks while it's charging, and when the car is locked you cannot open the port, which is logical. So because this car exists in three different versions, including version with a gas engine, two versions, so regular hybrid and plug-in hybrid, you would have the gasoline engine here in the engine bay. Here in the full electric version, you have the electric motor, and all the electronics are right here. The battery is located under the floor, so you don't see it. But because this car has those three versions, you do not have a frunk. It's just the electric motor and the electronics. And also the opening is manual. You have this little thing here, so there is no hydraulic lift, just have to lift it up, and it's closed. This car comes in a beautiful navy blue color. I think it's the best color for the Kia Niro, because it has the blue accents anyways, so it works very well with those blue accents in a navy blue. So this car's closest competition, of course, would be Nissan Leaf Plus, not the Leaf, but the Leaf Plus, because this comes standard with the extended battery with 64 kilowatt hours. So Leaf Plus would be the closest competition, as well as Chevy Bolt, which are both priced similarly to this. This, in my opinion, is slightly bigger than those two competitors. That's why I compared it with BMW X1 and the Audi Q3. Of course, this is not a luxury brand, so it's maybe not a fair comparison. Eventually, the Genesis brand, which is the sister to Kia Hyundai, will come up with compact and mid-size and even full-size electric SUVs. For now, they haven't been launched, so As I mentioned, right now on the marketplace, until the EV6 is launched, this is the largest offering. And the interior space is also the most generous of all the other Kia Hyundai electric offerings that we previously drove, such as the Hyundai Ioniq, Hyundai Kona, and also the Kia Soul EV. So out of the four, for sure, you have the most interior room, most trunk space, most headroom, etc., etc. So right now I'm in a very comfortable sitting position here. Behind me, another tall person of my stature, and I'm 190 centimeters, 6 feet 3.5, and my son, who is 6 feet 5. You can still sit fairly comfortably. I'll show you just the one gimmick that you have to watch for when you're sitting in the back seat in the moment. So you have the two screens, they are both digital. This screen has just been increased to a larger screen. You can use it in split mode, but we'll show you all the functions momentarily. For now, let's continue showing you the car's interior. The wireless charging pad for your phone is right here. There is a lot of charging ports, USB port here. There is another 12-volt outlet here, another USB port right here. So to activate your Android Auto, you plug in your USB into this port and it connects to the car automatically. So again, the charge port is here. The only thing is it's easy to forget. When you leave the car and your phone is wireless charging here, the car doesn't remind you that you left your phone in the car. So many times I had to return to the car to fetch the phone. Some of the other electric cars that we drove, actually the car would tell you that you left the phone is still in the car. Another neat trick to show you right here, if you can have a look, is what my son discovered. This is your cup holder. So there's a lot of storage here. There's cup holders here which we can cover up nicely, so it's all covered up. However, normally it's just one wide open space. In order for you to put drinks in there, you just press on the little button here, and those two things, the cup holders, jump out. Otherwise, you can fold it and you can put some larger items in here. Okay, so that's quite neat. And then you can close it up nicely as well. And again, another compartment there. And then you have all the basic controls, but we'll come to it in a moment. Okay, let's show you the back seats now. So as I mentioned, there's a bit of a trick to this because we're tall guys. Headroom is quite fine in here. However, the footroom, surprisingly enough, because of the battery that's in the floor, and this version is full electric, it has a large battery. In order for me to fit comfortably with my big feet, we had to push the seat a little bit forward and also a little bit up. When the seat is all the way down, your feet simply don't fit under the chair in front of you. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind when you have tall passengers traveling with you. Just maybe ask the driver to move the seat up a little bit and a bit more to the front. However, just now I had a very comfortable driving position, even I'm quite a tall person, so not an issue at all. Again, quite a spacious car. Just when you're sitting in the back, your feet are, up because the battery's under the floor. It's a typical 40-60 split seat. You have an armrest here with two cup holders. There we go, and let's show you the trunk quickly. So the trunk again is the most spacious of all the Kia Hyundai offerings, very similar to Bolt and the Nissan Leaf. I would venture to say our feeling is that this is actually larger than Bolt and the Leaf. You have quite a bit of space here. There's a shelf that comes on top of here. What is really nice about this, that the shelf, when not in use, can be stored under the floor. So here is the storage for your shelf, and a little bit further in, which we'll show you later, is a space to keep your charging cables. So it's all nicely hidden away. Let's turn the car on for you and give us our driving impressions and impressions from our long-range test. Okay, so we're sitting inside the 2021 Kia Niro Electric, top of the line SX trim, so you get some niceties with it. For example, you have the Harman Kardon stereo system, you have heated steering wheel, you have also heated and cooled seats for both the driver and the passenger. There is your button for the heated steering wheel. Here is your parking sensor button. This is auto hold for basically to keep the car still without having to press on the brake pedal. This car, unfortunately, or fortunately for some of you, unfortunately for me, you cannot turn off the creep mode. That's why you have the auto hold, so that you can let go of the brake pedal and the car will be standing still until you press the accelerator pedal. So it has a very strong regen. By the way, the regen you can adjust through the menus here, or you can adjust through the shift pedals here as well. On the steering wheel you have many controls. The cruise control is all on this side. So cruise, set, change your distance, and this takes you through the various menus on your main computer display in front of you. This is your entertainment, so phone, hang up, verbal commands, volume button, changing your stations, and mode applies to entertainment as well. So the car here has the largest screen, which can be used in split mode. The car comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so we have not tested the Apple CarPlay. We're both Android users, so we've been using Android Auto. So the excuse me, the only complaint we've had was excuse me, the complaint was when we were trying to use the car navigation was that we could not find a way to enter the address. For some reason it was stuck in points of interest. We could not get it done. Later on, basically I gave up and used verbal commands, so that you can always use as an alternative. You just press the button here and you tell the car to navigate to a certain point, and it was pretty good in understanding the addresses that I gave it. So that's a kind of a bypass of the very non-intuitive interface here on the navigation menu, is just give it a verbal command. The other alternative here, because thankfully you have Android Auto, and we'll try and get to it in a moment. So this is your kind of a standard home screen, and as soon as you plug in your phone, and which is plugged into a an outlet here, you can also charge it wirelessly there. As soon as you plug in your phone, an Android Auto symbol appears. You basically press it here, and there we go. So now again, coming back to the navigation, while we were navigating on the car navigation and listening to the music was not muted during the spoken directions. So however, when you're using the Android Auto navigation, be it Waze, be it Google navigation, the music is, as long as the music comes from the same source, so we were listening to one of the apps on our phone, then the volume of the music goes down as the verbal directions are being given to you. So, and that is not does not appear to be the case when you're using the car navigation using radio, non-telephone connected music or sound. Okay, so that's kind of a little beef here, but again, you can find your ways around it. So your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay only takes about 60% of the screen. The other 30% or 30-40% is your other display, so you can choose through the menus what you wanted displayed on this side of the screen. So right now it just shows the EV menu, your range left. So we have 52% left, 213 kilometers. So again, it confirms we've been driving the car almost exclusively in Eco. We'll tell you about the consumption in a moment. And today is a nice warm day. It's not super warm. It's 17 to 20 degrees depending on where in Toronto you are. So we were not using climate right now for shooting the video. Of course, we're using climate. The air conditioning is on right now, but it's not a super hot day. So today, for example, our consumption in the city so far has only been 11 and a half kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Now it's going up because we're sitting here in the sun and the air conditioning is on. So you can basically choose this side. So you have just a clock, your compass, or weather, temperature outside, radio, media off. So when you have the car media playing, it'll be displayed here. This was something else. So anyways, we just keep it on the percentage of the state of charge of the battery, 52% left, 212 kilometers. So again, you can tell that the 400 kilometer range is very attainable. So okay, let's take you for a quick spin on the road, and as we drive, we will talk about our experiences on the highway. As you know, we have a distance of approximately 150 kilometers from our house to our cottage. And all of the electric cars that we test, this is how we test them in terms of the consumption in the city and the side roads and the highway. So this weekend, we're not comparing this car with any other car. We're just doing a review of this car alone. And we were able to obtain, as I mentioned, in the city, 12 to 13 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Today, without climate, it's even as low as 11.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers in the city. On the highway, it was using over 17. Now, it was still using eco mode with the air conditioning on because it was a really, really hot day. It was over 30 degrees, so we had to use air conditioning. So the air conditioning was on at 22. The outside temperature was 32 degrees. We got a consumption of about 17.5 on the highway, and then we were coming back using the side roads. The consumption was down to about 15 and small change kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So what that tells you is that the range on the highway, if you're driving in eco mode, if you don't have to use too much air conditioning or too much heating, you can do easily, just about 400 kilometers total from full to almost empty. If you want to stretch it using the side roads, you can probably attain a result of about 450 kilometers. So you'll get an extra 50 kilometers because of the lower consumption, lower speeds. You can probably drive as far as 450 kilometers. The range is impressive. We were strictly using it in eco mode because this car really there's no need to use sport mode or even normal. Even in eco mode, it has very good acceleration. Actually, in eco mode, it has better acceleration than the Audi or the i3. The car is lighter. It's very, very maneuverable, and it's a very pleasant car to drive. It's a very good sized car. Again, it's the largest offering from Kia Niro right now. So after spending a few days this week with it, both in the city and in the country, we can say that we highly recommend this car, and it was a pleasure to drive. We moved quite a lot of stuff because we're in the middle of the move from one house to another, so we had the seats down. All our cars, including this Kia Niro, was filled to the roof with boxes, and it's a very, very spacious car where you can transport a lot of goods as well. Again, for the price range, it's probably one of the best values out there. We know quite a few owners of the Kia e-Niro, and they haven't had any issues. If you go on the forums of the Kia e-Niro in Canada or worldwide, you'll notice that the forums are, full of praises. So one last thing I want to demonstrate is the Kia Autopilot. So let's turn it on. You press it by using cruise, set, and it tells you the speed it's set at. It's 60, and it automatically goes into the auto steer mode. Okay, so it basically steers itself. The nice thing about it, you can use it in the city and on the highway. It manages to keep the car in between lanes quite well. There you go. So it prompts me already. On the highway, when you're going, on bigger highways up north, it will not prompt you as often as, as some of the other cars. For example, our Tesla would prompt us, every 20 to 30 seconds. This one, we didn't time it, but the impression that we get is that it only will tell you to, touch the wheel every 3 to 5 minutes or so. It probably varies on driving conditions, etc., but it doesn't prompt you as often as some of the other cars. The steering system is in line, very similar in terms of the quality of...
Red light camera reported ahead.
The system is as good as Volvo. I would say it's very close to the Tesla's system. Of course, not the full FSD. We cannot compare with that. But in terms of the simple autopilot, or the Volvo autopilot, or the Nissan autopilot, this is as good, if not better, than those other systems. It's very accurate. It keeps you in the middle of your lane. just reminds you to touch the steering wheel. The adaptive cruise works very well as well. Okay, so that's about it. Again, if you have any questions about this car or our other impressions, please comment under our video. And don't forget to press that subscribe button. We're trying to reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers as soon as we can. So thank you for your support and thank you for watching.